Good evening, friends. I'm CV Sharma back with another video. So here is a question. From a tap 10-meter high, water drops fall at regular intervals of time. So water drops. So it's a small drop of water. Okay. So it falls. They fall at a regular intervals of time. We don't know what is the interval of time. When the first drop reaches the ground. Okay. The first drop when it is coming out of the tap and it reaches the ground. So this is 10 meters. So it has reached the ground means it is traveling a distance of 10 meters. So that is the case here. And when the first drop reaches the ground, the fifth drop is about to leave the tap. So the fifth drop will emerge. Okay, first drop, here is the first drop. When it has touched the ground, the fifth drop has emerged. The drop, it's about to leave the tap. The fifth drop will emerge and it is about to leave the tap. That is the idea. Find the separation between the second and third drops. Very nice question. The second and third drops. So how to solve this particular thing? So we use the equation S equal to ut plus half gt square. So when the drop is about to fall, the initial velocity is 0. So that's the distance S equal to half gt square. You can use this. You know what is S over here? S is nothing but the height it has, the this height it has traveled. Okay, so the height is 10 meters, right? So 10 is equated to half gt square. So you get t is equal to root 2 seconds. That is the first part. So this t equal to root 2 happens to be time it takes for first drop to hit the ground. So this is the idea. Time it takes for the first drop to hit the ground. So that is root 2 seconds. That is the idea, first idea. Now let's see what happens later. And now this is like you can check that the intervals, time intervals between the each drop, it's the same. So equal time intervals. So time interval we have to find. So for the second drop, it will be root 2 by 4 minus root 2 by 4. It will be. So that will be for the second drop because that's equal intervals, no? So it is like, so you have found that it's root 2. So and then the next one will be like the next drop will be root 2 plus root 2. The second drop will turn out to be root 2 plus root 2. So that will be 2 root 2, right? So so that the gap, the first drop takes root 2 seconds and the second drop takes 2 root 2 seconds. And now delta t happens to be like root 2 seconds to hit the ground. And so root 2 by 4, how do we get root 2 by 4? 2 root 2 seconds it takes for the second drop to hit the ground. 2 root 2 seconds it takes for second drop to hit the ground. Now the thing is that how many intervals of time is there? Let us break it like this is t, and this is again another t. This is again another t, and again this is another t. So that is this many equal time intervals are there. So which is add up to be like 4t. So 4t happens to be like this entire time of journey for the first drop will be like root 2. So the time interval happens to be root 2 by 4. This is the time interval between the two drops. And now they asked what will be the this is the time interval between each drop. So for the release of the second drop, it will be root 2 by 4. So we need to check the release of the third drop. So like this, you have to see the time intervals. Okay, so this will be like root 2 by 4. So that will be the time interval what you see. That is the t. This is the time interval 1 by 2 root 2 seconds. So that happens to be 1 by 2 root 2. And now what would be the distance of separation between the second and third drop after this time interval? So for the second drop, it has evolved like 3 time intervals for the second drop. To the second drop at this position will be t plus 3. So it's 3 time intervals. So you get 3 by 2 root 2. So that's what is reflected here, right? So that is what is reflected here. And again for the third drop, it will be 2 by 2 root 2, because you can see that for the third drop, it will be t plus 3. So third drop will be like 2t, right? Second drop is like 3t. So where t is 1 by 2 root 2, so that you can substitute. And now what is the distance the second drop has traveled? That you can write x2 as half g t square. So you can use that t2 square, I can say, for the second drop. The second drop time will be 3 by 2 root 2. So you have half g into 3 by 2 root 2 whole square. That is for the second drop. And the third drop, how much distance it has traveled, that will write half g into t3 square. So that happens to be half g into t3 case will be like t plus t, right? Because they take the equal time intervals. Okay, it's not the distance. They take the equal time intervals, but they can have variable distance because it is accelerated. So, but the way they cover the distance will be the same way. So between t and t, so it will be half 2 by 2 root 2. This is what you have the time for the second drop. And now you need to find the distance. What is the delta x? That is the distance between the second and third drop. So that is delta x happens to be like x2 minus x3. Why x2 minus x3? Reason being, the second drop would have traveled more distance than the third drop, because it has emerged before the third drop. So you get half g into 3 by 2 root 2 whole square minus 2 by 2 root 2 whole square. This is how you can write. And now give the calculations. G is 10, you can take, and then give the calculation. So 3 square minus 2 square on the top divided by 2 root 2 whole square happens to be like 8. 3 square, so you would get 5 by 8. So this is 5 times. So you get 25 by 8. So that's the answer for us. So 25 by 8 meters is what we are going to get. So 25 by 8 meters. That's the answer for you. So I hope you understood the problem, how to solve this. So 25 by 8 is the answer. 25 by 8 is not there. So the option D is the right answer. So that's none of these for us. So 25 by 8 is the required answer. And thank you all. Thanks for watching this video. And I hope you like it. And please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you all.